Rob's first trip to Ikea. Yep. We only got a couple of bits, didn't we, babe?
Yeah. Went in for about 6 or 8 items and came out with God knows how.
We did good though. And it is packed. Well, I say packed, it's packed considering there's a pandemic, packed. But you know, this will be fun to get in the car. It's exciting. How was your first experience in Ikea? Yeah. Tell the camera.
It's like Poundland, but for furniture.
Oh.
It's not.
It's good though.
Certainly not pound.
No. Good day though.
Would you like a drink?
Yes, please.
Okay, Google. Navigate home. Sure, but you got to unlock.
So pretty. We'll have it the other way, but yeah. The garage is looking like a weird kind of magical, isn't it? With the things hanging up spraying, aren't they? It's like a weird kind of wonderland. It's raining, by the way.
Huh?
It's raining. Oh, literally might have already stopped. I think it's already stopped. So I've just put a layer of a different varnish on this one, which is the bar table, because Rob found this one, and because it's matte, we originally had this like miniature version, and he tried that on a corner of this, and it actually looked a lot nicer. So I mean, look, it doesn't look matte at the moment because I've literally just added it, but this is what they looked like initially. So I'll be doing this one as well. That's why Rob taped it all up for me. But yes, so a day of varnishing, and that should be, we might add a second coat, but hopefully actually that will be all it really needs before it's done and can go back on the wall for good, really. So today was a bit of a weird day for me because I've kind of realised that everything in the living room that is next on the list has Rob's name on it, and my stage is after that for that thing. So as an example, I wanted to varnish the dining table, but it's not been like sanded yet. It has on that side a bit, but it needs more burning and things like that. So, which Rob wants to make them all even. So he wants to make them all like that. This has had varnish on it, and I did another coat today on that one and this one of a new, sorry, saw the mirror there? Oh yeah, we've got the mirror up. Don't know if I've recorded this or not, but Rob put the mirror up. It's got this over it just for the varnish purposes, but yeah, it's all up and fastened to the wall. So when you walk in to our living room, that's what you see, which is delightful. I'll record it in here. This is so weird. Really happy with it. It was important for us to get it so that it can fit. Initially it was going to be lower, but actually, as it is now, your head is sort of in the middle, which works out really well. And obviously Rob's taller than me, so he needs to be able to see in it. And you see the living room's a bit cray-cray, and one of the reasons it's crazy is for these bad boys, which we have just been and collected. Got them on Facebook Marketplace. We're in a little bit of a dilemma, because basically they're dining table chairs, which is what we wanted, but initially our chairs are actually these ones. But because the finish on them it's very yellow. I mean, it's got paint on, ignore that, but because the finish on is very yellowy and they're pines, they're already yellow or yellow toned, and then these, obviously this colour doesn't go with anything, so we were going to buy more of those green cushions. I don't know if you can see one in the distance. Use those cushions to like basically take the cushions apart and actually top this with them, and then we're going to sand all of these, maybe burn them, definitely stain them, and then varnish them. And I said to Rob, they still might not go because they're a whole different wood. They still might not look good. And that's one of about 4 chairs. I mean, it's like it's a lot of effort for something that might not look good. The cost of new dining chairs, can't afford them, basically. And it's not just that we don't want to spend out for it. We technically already have chairs, not like a necessity, it's just something we'd prefer, you know, them to already be done. Good old Facebook Marketplace. So we've literally just collected these, and these are sort of black leather, although on this camera for some reason it looks kind of a brown colour, but it is black. And then you've got kind of a dark brown wooden leg, and we've got 4 of them, and that cost us 40 quid. So winner winner. And again, don't know if I documented this or not, but we also got these stools from Facebook Marketplace from another seller. I've been using one of them as a drying rail. Really cheap for what they are, and they were perfect. They just popped up out of nowhere. We were looking for bar stools, and I was like, Rob, look at these. And he was like, oh my god, if they're still available, go for it. Like, brilliant. Since I did last record, actually I think the last video might have even been Ikea. So since then we've got a couple of extra things out. We've got the chair up, although again using that for the washing at the moment. It's kind of like my go-between basket. This cheeky little table, that cheeky little basket. There's a couple of good things in the room. Something else from Ikea, which I don't think I've documented. Ooh, this bad boy, look at that. Ooh, so good. Rob literally got the distance between every mirror like spot on. But just look how beautiful it is. So you can basically stand on the step and do cheeky like, now cheeky little selfie. So, very happy bunny. Great, and plus it just adds another thing to the room. So when you're walking in, it's just another way of beaming the light from room to room, which is so nice. Something else there. Oh. So we did a thing. We basically have got we bought an electric heater for the room, which is that one. We've gone through a couple of stages with heating, haven't we, Rob?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Basically, we moved in, the storage heaters were there, which is that's one of them. And we were like, God, we're not having them, they are ugly. So, and they cost loads of money and all of this. We didn't really give them a try, did we, Rob?
Not properly, no.
Not really. So Rob took all of the storage heaters off and we're like, we'll just use the panel heaters, which we used in the flat. Flat was a lot smaller, and to be honest, we sort of did just have them in front of us to heat us up, but we didn't think much of it. Put them in here, and they don't heat the room very well. They heat you very well when you're in front of it, but they're not very good at heating the room. So then, after that, we got this other heater, which I've just shown you, and it's just not very good. It's quite expensive. And it did have loads of great reviews, but Rob actually said today, didn't you, that it's got, what wattage was it meant to be?
Meant to be 1500.
Meant to be 1500 wattage. But he doesn't think it is that because something's like not adding up. So it might be that it's not very good because it's got a fault, or we don't know. So in the meantime, Rob was doing more research into it. And because next year the plan is to get gas central heating, and if not gas, we'll get oil. We'll just go with whatever we can get basically, but gas is first choice and oil is second choice. But for now, the storage heat is going back up, which is fine. It's fine because we're spraying them black, so they will at least go with the room. They won't just stand out like that. They'll go with black. So it won't be so in your face. But I don't mind, as long as the warmth in a room means more to me than many things. But basically, before we took them down, I think there was maybe one day where the place was hot. It was ridiculously hot. And we had family over. And they were like, this is like a sauna in here. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to control it and all of this. But, so I know they can definitely heat up the place. The downside to this situation that we're now in is that we'd already taken off the storage heaters and dismantled them. They'd been out in the rain. Like, all parts of them had been out in the rain. So, if you can hear a humming in the background to this video, that's because we have a dehumidifier working its magic on some internal parts of storage heaters. The one that's on the wall right now is on, and that is one from upstairs which was untouched, and we've still got another one upstairs, but it's in the bedroom, again, untouched. It's not exactly the right time to have no heating, so they're just going up. Dehumidifier's working very hard though, so hopefully by tomorrow maybe stuff can go up. The plan initially, when we first moved in, there was a storage heater there, but it was a bigger one because that's actually one from upstairs, and there was one like behind me here. But it didn't really fit with the room anyway, because although the heaters were a decent size, they were like quite big ones. You need one the other side of the room. There was like two this side and none that side. So the plan is to replace that one with one of the bigger ones. Oh, that one with one of the bigger ones. And then under the bay window to have one there. Because not just that, where are bay windows? Oh, what is happening with the lighting? There we go. Oh, that's weird. Oh, can't decide whether it wants to be weird or not. Yeah, we get a lot of condensation on the windows, and we're kind of mid-discussion at the moment about there's like a gap on the outside of the bay window where we don't think there should be a gap. So that'll be coming soon, I'm sure. But we're talking about putting sealant up there, like clearing it out and then putting sealant up there. because then it can still expand and things with the heat, but it won't let any air up. So we think that will make a you know, an okay difference and stuff. But I think generally having one heater one side of the room and another heater the other side will be like the best option for us, really, because it's quite a big room. That is the situation. Let me show you this cleaner I've just used on the leather chairs. This cloth was white, and now look at it, because that's how good this cleaner is. Just saying. Leather cleaner conditioner. And I'm pretty sure I just got this off Amazon.
What exact fire is?
Oh, moment of truth.
It's one of them.
And you can see that I've started wrapping Christmas presents. We are going to put the tree up. Oh, I wanted to put the tree up today, but look at our living room. It's like, where do we put the tree up? Because I kind of want it up and just leave it to be all pretty and stuff.
Well, it's only 10 watts short of what it says.
Don't know if you guys just heard that, but Rob has done his little gizmo.
1,488 watts.
And it says 1,488 watts. It's meant to be 1,500, so it's not that much. Is that normal?
Yeah. Yeah, they're never spot on.
Oh.
Always slightly different.
Well, that's a good and bad thing, because at least it worked properly, but the bad side is it's not that great. Christmas tree is going up, and Rob did this really funny thing where he put the wrong one in first. Oh, it's funny. So then I offered to help him out, so I took the wrong one out, which was the middle section, and then I put the correct section in. Didn't I, babe? Oh. Tree is up. It looks so good in the room. Look at it against the curtains. It looks so good. It doesn't even have decorations on it yet. It's beautiful.
I'll take it off of the table, put the table in there and then put it back on the table the correct way, and then check how flat the top is, and then put weights where it needs to go to keep the top is level.
Yeah. It's very good, baby. I'm very excited today because we've been so busy, and you can tell because look at the state of my nails. That's gross. We have been very, very busy. I haven't done a proper update in quite a while, so I figured as today is Sunday, which is the day of just chilling, I thought I would do one today. I'm just going to show you around and point out things that we've been doing. You'll just have to excuse the mess on my desk because, well, I'll explain why. As you can see, my desk is up. And it's a bit of a tip, not gonna lie. There is stuff everywhere, but I have worked out that everything here is being kept. Everything in every drawer is being kept. And what I'm gonna do is a lot of these things here are gonna go on this wall on the storage I'm gonna make. That mirror is gonna go up on the wall properly. My computer's going to be obviously a bit tidier, and everything here, everything in these bags here are old clothes that I need to sort through. These are just pillows that I'm probably going to bin the covers and keep the cushions in case I find any cushion covers that I like. Here is a mixture of kind of candle making, sewing, wires, woodwork stuff. I've got some wigs in there. Got some my sewing machine, some brown wrapping paper, more sewing stuff. Everything's been kept, but I'm going to put a whole wall organising system in place here. So when you're looking at the room from this side, from here, from the door, there'll be organisation there, and on this main wall will be, it might have some shelves, but other than that, it'll be relatively clear. A beautiful little epoxy desk, which does actually need more varnish on it to really protect it, but yeah, I adore it. So yes, there's that. Rob's side hasn't changed much other than those two cheeky little presents on there, which are for me for Christmas. Anyway, I won't show you the bedroom and the bathroom because literally nothing has changed in there. Big changes are happening with every step. You can see that a lot has changed. So this is the room at the moment, which I'm not being funny, it's like my dream room so far. So much has happened. But we just love how the light bounces around the room because we've got the big mirror here, we've got the mirrors here, we've got the neon light, and obviously our main lights, which I'll keep off for now because we've got enough light in the room to do this little walk around. So let's start in the room here. Got this mirror from, I believe it came from Wilko. I think it was around the 25 mark. I think, I can't quite remember, but we got two of them. This one and the one on my desk. These were presents. This was present, and both of the plants presents from some good friends of ours. This is our shelf that we made, which was the oak. Look at that, I just love it. So nice, and we've got these beads on obviously for Christmas, because this is the last Sunday before Christmas, so we're all decorated. This is one of Rob's bamboo things that he made, bamboo tree things, and there's the other one there. These pots we got from Ikea, and he's working out a way that he wants them in there, because at the moment they're just sort of stood in there, but basically I think it's going to involve foam, maybe dry foam, and him pushing the plants in, maybe some glue, maybe some epoxy just to set it, and then some decorative things on top. If I move over this way, you will see our beautiful little bar area with our alcohol trolley. How pretty. Just so good. It just makes me so happy. We actually ate breakfast together here this morning, and it just was amazing. It's like we're in a cafe. It was just so lovely. We've got our Christmas tree up because, as I say, it was just before Christmas. So again, it just works really well with the room. Even when we stand here, you see it in a good light, it just bounces off the wall really nice because the wall is the colour it is. It's just beautiful. So you may have seen in the other corner of the room, aka this corner, there's a lot going on. So originally this was going to be something that is just put up for when Rob does photo shoots. Plug it here, let's just turn on cheeky little fairy lights. But basically he put it up and I went, you know what, I dig it. I dig it there all year round, if I'm honest, because it adds another seat to the room. It's a bit different, it's a bit unusual. I don't know anyone else's, oh, the fairy lights are having a bit of a show. Showing off on camera. Usually they're just on with no real pattern to them, but that's okay. And yeah, and he put it up and I went, you know what, actually, I really dig it. So we've decided to just leave it there all year round, basically. But it's quite nice because it hides our door but under the stairs, but we can still access that if we want, and we do use it. We do have stuff in there. And this is the fray bit, is actually meant to live kind of behind it like that. But yeah, and Rob, it looks a bit different because basically these two bits of wood are actually rolling pins, because Rob is that handy. Basically what happened was these 4 strings on it met in the middle there, right in the middle of it, but it meant that when you're sitting on it you've got strings kind of either side of your head. Not strings, sorry, macrame, either side of your head. And Rob was like, I don't want it like that. I want them going straight up and then going up to the top. So he built that. So inside this is like a metal rod going through it. He's joined them, he's sanded them, he's varnished it, he's done everything he needs to do to get it spot on. And he's got these going through it. So because he's a clever lad, isn't he? We got this from Ikea. We got this. You might recognise some of these things from our Ikea haul. And here we've got another chair because we want it as a living space, you know, so it's nice and cosy. So we've got all this couch here, that chair there, that chair here, and the stools up there. So it's very nice, and there's still loads of room in the room, which is nice. These chairs here are our 4 dining chairs. Rob is basically working on the dining table as we speak. And there's another heater under the bay window. Very warm and cosy. But I think for now we don't even need them on. But you will see all our switches are sprayed black now, and these are dimmers obviously. Rob sprayed these black. Oh, that's nice and warm. It's nice and toasty. With spray paint that's good with heat. Everything, all the fixings have been sprayed black. We did originally want to get Buster and Punch, I think it's called, sockets and things, but at the end of the day we just wanted them black really, so we just spray painted them. So that saved us a bit of money. Our plans for next year, we've been talking about it. I can't remember if I've said it on one of these videos or not, so I'll just quickly glaze over it for you. We're going to speak to our mortgage advisor within the first couple of months of 2021. We're going to basically find out how much money we can get back if we refinance on the house. For anyone who doesn't know refinancing that well, so basically they give you cash back of what money you've put in, but it's not the whole amount. Different lenders have a particular amount that you have to have in your own house. So some lenders it's like 15%, some it's less, obviously some it's more. So it depends what lender you go with. But say for example, I bought a house tomorrow for 100,000 and I put down 50,000 deposit on it. They give me the keys, we complete everything, and I've got the keys in my hand, haven't even walked in the house yet, and I go to my lender, or go to my mortgage advisor or lender, and go, I'd like to refinance on that, and get out as much as I'm allowed to get out. So they might say to me, you have to keep in 10 grand of that, of what you'd already put in. So they might give me back 40 grand. Which is fine, but what they do is they add that amount that you've taken out, they add that onto your mortgage. So they have to go through the checking the finance again. They'll probably need your wage slips again to make sure that you can afford to, you know, have that much sort of basically added to your mortgage. But they also base it on the value of the house. So something to remember is, say that example I've just said to you, say that house I bought for 100,000, say I got it in auction, and let's just say that actually it needed one thing fixed, and then the value jumps up 50 grand. So it might be that there's a hole in one of the floors upstairs, like that goes all the way through, and I'm a builder, so I just fix it, I do it, and then I get the place revalued. So it won't be the same day as I get the keys, but say it's a month later. So I've fixed the hole in the wall, I go, I want to refinance. The lender will come out, usually revalue it, and they'll go, okay Megan, that house you bought for 100,000 that you put down 50,000 on is now actually worth 150,000, right? So that extra that you've improved the value by, that is your equity. That's all you. So when a house increases in value, that difference of what you bought it for versus what it's worth now, you own that, yeah, which is worth remembering. So say that example again, say I then went back and said, okay, I want to refinance. They value it at 150. To them, I've put in the 50,000 deposit, and I own that extra 50,000 that it's now increased in value by. So they've only given me, what, 50,000 towards the house, but I actually own 100,000 of it, yeah? So if they say, oh, you have to keep in 10 grand, let's just pretend, you have to keep in 10 grand, they could potentially give me 90,000 on it if my finances prove that I can cover that, because obviously that might increase the mortgage amount. that could increase. There's different things that could change, but they basically they go, can you afford to pay perhaps a bit more every month or whatever, or to even have the mortgage length of years extended maybe. You know, they look at different things. They go, can you afford to do that, and how much would we give you? And there's that. So that's refinancing kind of in a nutshell. That's my understanding of it anyway. So if you're watching this and you work in refinancing, or you've maybe done it and you're just looking at this going, what is she on about? She's got that well wrong. Please contact me, or please comment, because that's my understanding of it anyway. So yeah, what we're doing next year, we've been in here 5-6 months by the time we contact our mortgage advisor. So we've got what we've been paying in every month counts towards our equity, plus the deposit we put in, plus whatever it's now valued at. So those 3 things they take into consideration. So we're gonna go, okay, can we refinance? And if so, how much can we have? They'll come and send someone to come and value it. They'll go back, they'll decide, and they'll come back to us. They might say, you can't afford it. Fine. We don't think they would, but you know, it's fine. They might come back and say, well, if you refinance now, you can only have £5,000. But if you refinance maybe like in a year's time, you can have, I don't know, 30,000. I don't know. Like I'm just pulling numbers out of the air, but that's kind of how it's going to go. If, for example, they say we can have between 5 and 10,000 ish. Say they say you can refinance and we can give you that. When they give us that, we'll be getting central heating, whether that be gas or oil. We'll be getting some form of central heating, whatever we can get, basically. So that money will go towards that. If they say, actually, we can give you like £50,000, because we did get this place on a steal. If they say £50,000 because it's maybe gone up in value and we already got it cheaper, so there's that, plus what it's just increased by, plus our deposit, plus what we've paid since, they might say, there's 50,000, we'll be getting quotes for the half house extension. And don't get me wrong, we will probably have storage heaters for most of that experience, because all that money will be going into the side house extension. But once that's kind of nearing its end, by that point we're still going to be saving up money of our own money that we earn every month, because we're not saving up for the extension, because that's basically already paid for. The money we save up for can easily together pay for the gas central heating. So it will get done, but it's just a case of what order. So that's our plan, but we'll see.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next week for episode 8.